like me, like a big box of you know what on the internet is saying, go talk to a client. This is what I'm saying. And literally, this is the only thing you need to actually like launch an agency as a client. That's it. So go talk to a client and you'll get a client. Follow the scripts, follow the conversations, all you have to do. Spend 15 minutes, deeply understand the problems, offer to solve it, have a risk reversal. That's it. You get a client. End of discussion. It's not that hard. Most people's brains are not here yet. Most people's brains freak out about scenario number 1, scenario number 2, scenario number 3, scenario number 4, scenario number 8, scenario number 12. Their brains say, but what about this? This is what happens in their brain. I'm saying, go talk to a client, follow the scripts. It's going to be okay. They're not going to murder you. They're not there. It's just a conversation. You can talk to a stranger. It's going to be okay. And then their brains go, but what about? But what about Facebook ads? I don't know Facebook ads. I can't talk about Facebook ads. Like, you don't have to talk about Facebook ads. I don't even care about Facebook ads. I don't know how to do it. What about emails? Literally, it's a copy and paste email. Like, it's not that hard. But what about my website? But what about proof? Or what about this? And what about that? And what about the other thing? And what about that thing? And what about all this other stuff that pops in your head? This is what happens. I'm saying, go talk to your future clients. Go say, great, let's spend 15 minutes on the phone. Let me understand your problem, and we'll be good. Most people's brains are simply not there yet. They do not have the experiences or the self-indoctrination or the breadth and depth of experiences and knowledge and expertise to go do that. They do, they just don't believe that they can for whatever reason. They think that they need to have a thing. They think they need to have, oh, look at this, it's so great. Oh my God, they think that they need a thing. No, they don't have the thing, they go, but what about? And this makes sense because back in the day when you had to go hunting, honestly, all you needed was like a knife. So I'm saying go get a knife. You're like, no, but what if it's a bear and I'm gonna need a gun? But what about if I kill the bear? How do I drag it back? And I got to figure out how to pack it up or field dress it or whatever it is. But what if it works? How do I sell it? But what about like how far away is it? I need a map. I'm running around town with all you all saying like, yo, go talk to a client. You literally have like 15 people on your Facebook friends list right now. Go through them, be like, yo, man, it's been a while. I'm learning Facebook ads. Any chance you can spend 15 minutes? Can I ask you a couple questions? See if I can help you get a customer? That's it. But your brain isn't there yet. Your brain is saying this. And I can spend my entire life saying, tell your brain to STFU. And your brain is going to tell me to STFU. And there's nothing I can do from one part of the internet to another to instill the experiences required to tell your brain to STFU. It ain't going to happen. So as I try to work through this challenge and through this problem, I believe that creating agency assets could be enough to quiet this demon. My running theory, agency assets could be enough to quiet this demon. So that means writing your own email sequence. That could be creating your own website. That could be running a spoof client to know it works. Creating your first YouTube ad. Doing a mock reactivation campaign. Something like this. These types of things right here, I believe, could actually build enough of an experience and an understanding to where your brain's demons could be just quiet enough where you feel enabled to go talk to a client. It'll give you that thing like, oh, this is so great. Look at this, it's so amazing, right? And when I think of my journey, this is probably what would have helped me get there faster. Having agency assets, such as writing your own soap opera sequence, such as having a thank you page with objection handling videos, such as creating your avatar or your perfect client sheet, such as doing client interviews, things like that. This might be the thing that breaks enough people's brains to where the 60,000 people in this group and the people watching this live, we're like, oh, wow, like I wrote my own soap opera sequence. I could do this. I could do it for somebody else, right? And having enough test runs to where you can actually like go inside of your active campaign, your CRM, your GHL, whatever it is, and then send yourself a series of emails that like, hey, call us now, time is limited, right? And then you can run around town to your future clients, be like, hey, this is gonna sound super weird. Can I show you something on my phone right here? And they're like, yeah, man, that'd be great. And you're like, fucking cool, right? So that's what we're gonna be testing out. I guess you could say, I mean, we're building it out now. Let me see if I can, yeah. So we're building this out, like creating agency assets. And I think this will be enough where somebody can go from zero and spend that incubation time to build out their thing. And then like, wow, I feel so much better. I feel enabled. And it's not just leaning on Jeff to yell at you to get a client, right? So for example, here we go. Let me do this. So I have an example right here, like mastering business to consumer offers. So like customer getting offers, not client getting offers, customer getting offers. Creating your first customer getting offer for several clients that don't yet exist. That's much safer and more in line with like quieting the demons and having some experience and doing that type of stuff than me yelling at you and going to get a client. So to answer your question, Joe Suarez, that's what I'm thinking about doing with the most recent version. And based upon the beta and the feedback that I'm getting, 16 weeks is long enough to go through this whole journey right here. Like you should be doing this. You should master business consumer offers. Like every offer that I've found falls into three big things. The first is best performing. The second is free or paid trials. And the third is industry research. Cool. So let's say you're like, oh, I really want to master Cairo patient getting ads. Cool. Let's write your own business to consumer offer. And all of a sudden, now you feel cooler, calmer, more collected, and you're not freaking out because you're like, oh, this is awesome. I've already done a lot of research on chiropractor offers and dentists, doctors, lawyers, accountants, attorneys, carpet cleaners, all that stuff. And so now when you're having a conversation with one of those people, you're like, that's so funny because I've done all this research. Or with somebody who's not a carpet cleaner, not a doctor, not a lawyer, not an accountant, you at least have an experience to fall back on. So to answer your question, Joe, I think I've been doing it right, but not right enough. Where at first I was just simply saying, all of this is unnecessary. I've been yelling and kicking and screaming saying you don't need any of this. To launch an agency, I've been saying all you need is to go talk to a client. So I'm telling everybody go talk to a client. And I swear to God, it is like pulling teeth. Like it took a guy 4 months to go talk to a client because his brain was trying to do all the stuff on the right. And I think emotionally and business-wise and positioning-wise and offer-wise and product-wise, I could keep fighting this and just saying you don't need any of that. But they're not in here, this room with me. They are over where they are. And I could either meet my clients and customers where they're at or not. And so I think with the newest version of my paid programs, I'm gonna have people go through an asset building phase right here and take it from there. So